Welcome to the season 5 final. So we have an elf off. These are my high elves against some dark elves. The team with all the fish puns who got their way past the Nurgle team who did really well in the regular season with their 6-1-0 record, but the dark elves beat them in the semi-final. So they are deservedly here. My opponent won the toss and chose to receive. So I'm defending, which is how I like to start the game. And this time I remembered to move my blitzers in a bit so there weren't a surf risk in turn 1. With this witch elf around who has agility 5 is one of the advances they've got. So my team, 2 unleveled linemen and a wrestle lineman on the line. Wrestle kick lineman here and a block lineman here. 2 blitzers, both have dodge and both quite close to all levels, so I had a half an eye on that during the game. It wasn't really the priority with this being the final, but it was something I had in mind. A fresh catcher here who I think has played 1 game but has no points. And there's a steel catcher over here, also fairly close to levelling. My thrower who unfortunately has armor 7, has accurate, and I haven't been able to afford to replace since that injury. And then my standout player, which is a mighty blow, dodge, block, catcher. We get an extra reroll off the kickoff. Ball lands right by the touchline, which is great. You'd love to see that. It makes the pick off really risky. If you fail it, you kind of have to re-roll it, and if you still fail it, it's 3 in 8 chance of going off the pitch, and it could be anywhere. So yeah, if you can land the ball there, it's great. So yeah, that's us. No bench. We're missing 2 players. We've got a block lineman who took a minus movement penalty in the last game, which was against Amazons. So it's missing the game. And we also have an agility 5 dodge catcher who's just missing the game but with nothing permanent. So both injured in the semi-final. Miss out here, and that's what we've got. Inducements, we were 60 team value down. The 2 players we were missing were 240 between them, so it would have been a bit of a swing the other way, but we were 60 down. We topped up by 40 to take a wandering apothecary, so we've got 2 apothecaries here. I wanted that so I could be really aggressive with an apothecary early on if I needed to try and make sure I'm keeping 11 players in the game. So that was why I took that. No point taking a bribe because I don't have a dirty player. I could have gone double babes, I guess, but I thought the apothecary allows me to just aggressively use one early on if I need to. Right, so the Dark Elves do have 1 bench. This is their full squad, so there's a unleveled lineman over there. They've got an unleveled lineman here, and another unleveled lineman there. So that's all those, and then they've got a block lineman, a kick lineman over here. That's all their linemen. 4 blitzers. We've got oh no, that isn't a blitzer. So it's an unleveled blitzer, a dodge sidestep blitzer who is it's an annoying skill combo. Elf blitzers will usually aim to get there at some point. A dodge agility 5 blitzer, so the first of their 2 agility 5 players. This one has a niggling injury as well. Had that for quite a while, but it's surviving okay. And then there's a tackle lineman over here who's a big target for me because I've got 3 dodge players, I think. No, 4. I think it's 4 dodge players in the game. No, it's just 3 because my other dodge player is a catcher who's out. Agility 5 witch over here. Another danger player, obviously. And then a runner with leader, which takes them up to 4 rerolls. I'm on 4 rerolls with the kickoff result just happening there. So immediately over to cover the ball, which is a good move, good way to start. And then we take some blocks. Got 2 dice on set up, pushing straight forward so I won't get another go at this guy, but he does free up their line. I don't know if they maybe wrestled there. I don't know if they maybe want to be in a situation where they're just not leaving me any blocks, and maybe that's more of a priority. I think they were trying to blitz there, but missed. This guy was here, so they blitzed. Yeah, my dodge blitzer with the tackle guy rolls a power anyway. So that's just one block they're leaving on. And then the crucial pickup is a 1. So 4 rerolls. Obviously you've got to reroll that. Like I said, it's by the touchline, but it still fails, and then it goes off the pitch. And that's a bad way to start. I guess fortunate with the scout off direction. I mean, it could have been over here, which means I'm just going to come and get the ball. So over here, I at least can't reach it. But that is a turnover early on and a reroll down as well. So this has to be my blitz because I want space here to get players in this area to force the Dark Elves to do so with the ball next turn. So that is these players coming in here, and then I can look at what I've got available this way. This is the only block I'm left on. This player here, because I don't want them to, well, if they have to move the ball forwards, I don't want them down here and me not able to reach it, so I want players over here to do something about it. This was a dodge to try and put that assist in there to give me 2 dice on the 1 block I've got. So standing up before that, because now there's no reroll. That was the extra reroll I had from the kickoff result. And then another player in through there. So it's more pressure. That's the unlevelled lineman. So we're looking to... I'm not necessarily looking to free up players to move. So taking the risk of throwing some blocks before dealing with this, because this is 2+ the score as it stands, with just this guy just in here. So he is the blitz. And yeah, using block to get him down on the floor. And that's a stun as well, so I won't have this player involved in my attempts to get the ball next turn. Comes to grab the ball, makes a throw, but that is a drop, so it's another one turning up there. All these rolls to do with the ball are just 2+ for both teams, but ones do turn up sometimes, and that is 4 crucial ones they've had in 2 turns. That means I think this guy is maybe the blitz, but I don't have a good way of getting in at him. So I'm blitzing here to just try and free these 2 players up. Because he's got 2+, 3+ to get the ball. And if he wants to throw it to this guy in the end zone, we can score early. And put the attacking team on the back foot. So that was the plan. And also, I said I had in mind the blitzers could both level. This one's on 15 points, so a pass will do it. And that works out nicely. So we have a turn 2 score for the kicking team. And a nice early lead. No removals yet, so the I think the setups are basically as we were. Mine's certainly the same, which has gone a little further forwards this time. And I'm kicking deep because I want the same approach again. That's 1 each. I'm going to throw a rock. Dark Elves do have 1 fame, so both kickoff results are fame dependent ones, and they haven't won either of them. It was a tie that time and I won the first one. Yeah, so I kick deep because I wanted to... Yeah, to do something with the ball, because I want to be able to pressure it next turn. It's what's known in the trade as kick and rush defence, I believe. So yeah, send the ball deep and then just run after it, which you can only really do if you outpace your opponents, or you're most effective doing it that way anyway. Runner gets the ball this time, fine. He's going to hold it back here, so that is out of reach. So that means my next turn will be about getting players in here and forcing them to move it forwards, which may involve some dice rolls. If I can make it involve dice rolls, that's probably better. Because yeah, we saw the first 2 turns. If you force the opponent to roll dice, sometimes it goes wrong. I think if this guy's over here, he's sort of the obvious blitz target, but he's still forcing me to do something to get players through. Here, that just sort of concedes this whole wing to me. So I just run them through. They're 2 apart, so the runner has to go around them. Can't go through that middle. So Mighty Blow player having his first block of the game gets a knockdown. And a knockout. And then, yeah, 7 on the injury roll, so it was Mighty Blow that did the business there. Which is a really useful skill. Okay, making an L there, so that's hard to blitz. They can here, I suppose they can blitz there. And then a deep catcher again, because again they could just chuck it to one of these players and be away down here. So I need some cover back here to not get caught out by that, which I have done before this season. So go for the blitz there. Just trying to make space to save space to put the ball in before moving the ball. So the moment I could just jump this guy. So we're going hand off to the witch. He'll be pretty safe in here. I immediately counted this. If she'd gone 1 more square forward, she could have scored next turn. She's 1 square short at the moment. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 is the most you can get to. So it could have been just a safe 1 more square forwards and was a threat to score next turn without handing the ball off to anyone else. So I mean, I think do I blitz down here? I know. I do remember making a mistake this turn. I think sometime around, well, before I'd started moving players, I identified this as the guy I was going to blitz, which is why he's in here to assist, and that was the player I was meant to blitz with. But I got carried away with putting this screen up first, and I got these 2 players the wrong way around. Basically, that's the one that should have blitzed, and that's the one who should have been back here covering. So I ended up blitzing with the wrestle guy over here. I wonder if Mighty Blow would have made a difference. See. Was a knockdown. That was only 5 of the armor roll, so he wouldn't have done anything. Blitzing this capture. It's down. They do just have a 2+ handoff to score if they want to do it quickly. I think it would be tricky to. I mean, it's why I've got so many players back here. It's like you can score or you can try and hold it up, but I'll have a good go at getting it. And they are just scoring. I'm pretty sure that's what happened this turn. Yes, that's 1-1 quite quickly. Which will give me the ball back for, I think, 4 turns. And I am much happier playing on defence with this team than attack, so isn't necessarily a given that I'm going to stick it in 4 turns. But I would like to, spend those 4 turns moving up the pitch and scoring. To just have 1 more touchdown this half. The Dark Elves are going wide, so I can't really blitz these people on the wings. I don't have any guards, so I'm not going to get 2 dice on them. And everyone on the pitch is strength 3. Setting up to try and hit this tackle guy, who's probably the biggest threat on the other team. Or is certainly how I was reading the game at the time. But I've got 3 block players to all block diagonally there, which should hopefully leave these 2 free. The kit's quite shallow, and that is a riot, which is going to shorten the drive and a touchback as well. So I gave a touchback to my 15-point catcher now, who'd scored earlier in the game. And this, yeah, that first move straight away is where I made a mistake. I think, yeah, my intention had been to do that. I think when the touchback came, so I'll give it to this guy, but I want to re-roll the catch, so I'll move him back. But with the riot, I've only got 3 turns now. I need forward momentum this turn, really, which I don't put in here, and it makes this drive a lot harder. I needed to get forward this turn more than I actually did. So I sort of swapped that catcher and thrower. So I've still got the bodies available up here. There I go, make my blitz. But I'm not using my blitz to break through the line. I think as soon as the riot happens and I lose a turn, I need to be taking these blocks first and then blitzing one of these, probably this player, because this one's blodge step. But yeah, and making space. So there's a double skulls. Yeah, I should have been getting much more value out of my blitz by breaking a hole in here and getting some players in scoring position. And the ball should be on my thrower. I shouldn't be messing around with this. Like this is a final. You can't prioritise levelling players. It was a bit of a stupid move. So I knocked 3 of those down. Just got to push back on the blitz. Bit of support over here. Where's this guy going? Just protecting the thrower, and then we'll make a pass to try and level this catcher. Yeah. Didn't need to catch skill, but you know, I didn't know that at the time, but I shouldn't have done it anyway. Alright, so looking to blitz here, make some space to attack the wing. Took them both down there. I don't know if they didn't spot I had wrestle. I could have pushed back here and had another block, and then just ran this guy forwards. But yeah, wrestle's popped up a couple of times now to pull a blitzer down. Or a block player at least. I don't know if it's necessarily a blitzer first time. So which is covering, because they know next turn I have to have players in scoring position. And I pondered this for a while. I think it was a good over a minute before I actually acted anything. But I think I decided in the end my best course of action is to just one dice this guy. I think that was about all I had. Although I think, because I had the skills like this, I might have not spotted he was a blitzer. So this guy might have been better. To just come and one dice there. And make that the space that everyone runs through. But yeah, I went there. So now this means I need at least a pushback. It's like a 3+ roll instead of a 2+. So get a push and then just run him on. Oh no, don't run him on, because I think he needed to go for it to move any further. Or would have to get out of the way. Right, so he's now in range. I know he's surfable, so I'm looking at trying to protect him. So this blitzer dodging over there to get a bit more. He was supposed to come in here, which would have protected from the surf, but he double. I was probably overdue a double one, given my opponent had 2 in the first 2 turns. But there we go. So I've got 3 players who can score. Plus this one. This one had 2 go for it. Now he needs 1 go for it. He's 9 squares from the end zone. So 4 players can score. That's the assist in there for the surf, which is definitely the right move. I didn't get the protection in for that. And chose not to use dodge there to just take the knockdown. So that reduces me to 3 players who can score. I'm re-rolling there to try and reduce that by 1, but didn't get it. Last turn, you might as well use a re-roll. Make sure you use them. And then lots of boxing me in here. And I was, before this extra cover came in, looking at, I could blitz that one, push that one away, and then this one's free to just run it in, but they put so many players in here. And something I didn't do was, this player's wasted down here, didn't move last turn. Should have moved up before I tried that dodge, or probably much earlier than that, because it means he can't be effective this turn. He can't have any effect on what's going on. Should have moved last turn. This thrower, who I want to get the ball so I can make the pass, is going to be the most effective way. Is hand off to him, and then I've got a reroll for the pass when it happens. But this is the best of what do you do here, because he can't reach now. So he's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. go for it, go for it. That's as far as you can reach. So it's this catcher or one of these two linemen, and they're all pretty trapped. But I scored this turn, and it wasn't like there was a good play left on. My opponent set this defense up really well. But yeah, I don't know if this is really a puzzle to solve. I think I just got desperate, chucked loads of dice at it, and it worked. So I think rather than trying to see this as a puzzle to solve, I think what I did was probably the best thing I had available. So that was a go for it, and then a 2 dice block to try and make a bit of space. And I get really fortunate here that that's a removal, because I pushed him back to the wrong square. And actually at this point, I don't know if I was even thinking that far ahead, but I need that square. Is an important one. So if I'd pushed him there, it would have been okay if he wasn't removed, because I needed that square. But actually it would have been the same going the other way. Good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I come through there. So hand off there. 1 dice here, which I get away with and find a pal. And that means this is a 3+ catch when I throw the ball in. And then I just dice lord it. So this play has no right to come off, but we're looking at, is it 3+ dodge, and then 4, 3, 2, and 2 go for it's, which I want to bang in Samba for a minute. But yeah, don't even need to re-roll any of them. It's ridiculous. That should never have worked. But I want to have a look at what it is percentage-wise. So it's 3, 4, 3, 2, all with the same reroll for dodge, and then 2 go for it. Yeah, we're looking at, actually it was 30%. It wasn't as bad as I thought, really. Yeah, 30%, 48 with a reroll, which I didn't use. But yeah, I guess, yeah, 3 times out of 10 that would have worked, and it did that time. That was one of those times. But I still felt dirty doing it. But I think that was my best option. I think showed how well my opponent set up the defence that turn. And it was my fault. I think, was it turn 6, where I said I didn't get forward enough. That was the turn I should have been like pushing forwards. So they've offset their line of scrimmage this time. That's going to force me to move mine over. And that's quite an important bit for the kick and rush defence I was talking about, because that immediately creates loads of space on this wing, where they can rush at me, but I'm a bit quicker than them, so it maybe gives me it gives me a bit of an advantage there. But I have to deal with ball safety, because that's in reach of these players. And I've got, again, my 3 block players, 3 of my block players, all taking these hits and going diagonally as well. So if there's a pushback, I can have another go. But no pushbacks. Getting some good block dice there. Then I'll be looking for this player to be making the blitz, and it's on the kicker. But just push. So he's had the one time he's knocked someone over so far. It was a knockout, which didn't come back incidentally in 2 attempts, I think, so far, after the Dark Elf touchdown, then at half time. So it's a bit cover over here. I'm pretty vulnerable here, so I have to move the ball, which is going to need some dice to get completely out of range, because there's some quick players here still. I know that only movement 7, but they're still fast, so I need both of these to get completely out of being able to be marked. So that's where I'm holding the ball. And with throwers and catchers, if I need to move the ball quickly up the pitch next turn, I know I can do it, because I've got built-in rerolls. I feel okay about doing that. But I am fully expecting pressure down here. I thought this might be the blitz, but they went for the scoring threat that I'd put in instead. He's injured, so this is where that second apothecary come in. So it doesn't matter that's badly hurt. I was straight on the apothecary button. So next drive I'm going to be on 11 players still. But that was my Nerves of Steel catcher, so they couldn't just mark him and leave him in scoring range, because there was no modifiers for tackle zones on the catch. Just why I love Nerves of Steel and Catchers. So that had to be their blitz. That meant they couldn't be more aggressive here, and they have stood off a bit. Which doesn't force me to make a pass next turn, although I think I do, because I saw... Yeah, this is the weak point, so the kicker's getting blitzed again, because he's got no support here. If I can get him off his feet, I think even if I push him back, I've got a space I can run through without dodges. And I've got enough players here, I can get the ball caged up over here. That's my whole aim for this turn. And that means... So that's my aim for the turn. That means the where is the blitz question is obviously him, because he's the only player in the way. And then I've got no contact points to make use of any other blocks. The ball is currently safe, so I can... actually, it isn't currently safe. So I do need to do something. Yeah, I should be doing something about these, which I don't think I do. I think I basically took the risk of not doing that. Especially, I've moved that guy up as well, because I don't want to use any of these players for the assist, because I want the ball over here, protecting the ball. So second toe is not summon over. Again, it's a knockout. But Mighty Blow, not effective that turn. And he has enough forward movement to go and be the front of the cage. And I think I was looking at, yeah, this blitzer on 13 points. If I've got options for who's going to hold the ball and try and run it in, might as well be on someone who's going to level, even if that's not the priority. So there's been no dice rolled since that blitz. Which means I've only had a very slim chance of a turnover, but that's still a gamble I took. Quad skulls would have probably made it 2-2, but yeah, it said I get the ball over here in that blitzer's hands. Very aware of the agility 5 players, so I want to give them another tackle zone to dodge into if they're going to cage dive. And this is the situation where you have like a witch elf with wrestle who can dodge into tackle zones. Is so scary for a ball carrier with block. And add strip ball as well. Like, that's just almost unstoppable. Well, it's not really unstoppable because the skull can still turn up on 2 red dice, but it's that's a real danger as this player gets even better. Will just continue to be a danger. I think maybe tackle next on this guy for a similar sort of moves. It just gives you that option. That's -3 on a dodge, but for an agility 5 player, that's like a 4+ dodge. And with the dodge skill as well. Yeah, that's why agility 5 players are so good anyway. And I'm really missing my catcher. So the game's going well, so maybe not. And there would have been a lot of team value we added. I think that the Dark Elves would probably have got a wizard. Right, so they're blitzing over here. This is going to, again, jam me in quite a lot. So it is me jammed in. So this is the player I want to score. And I'm in that situation which comes up sometimes where you feel like you've kind of got to score. Otherwise, you're not going to, because they're just going to get the ball off of you. My only other way back is he can just run over here and give the ball to someone else and we take it down here. Or we try and hold off to win it 2-1. But that's quite boring. I'd rather score and go 3-1 up and then say, try and score 2. It's a much more fun way of playing this game. So I've got 2 dice on the witch. She unfortunately falls down in that square, which is a square I think I wanted, because I do just want to score with this guy. So he's got dodges through there, except he can't dodge through there. And that means this has to be my blitz. So I needed to see how that went first before I decided where my blitz was. Because it might have been here to push this guy out of the way. Which I don't know actually would have got me that much. So that's in for a 2 dice later. Catches around there, and I've got wrestle on this blodge step guy. I have to push him back, and he goes that way, which I think gives me a chance. I think if he'd gone there, it would have been really difficult to score still, and I probably would have backed off then. But he's still got 3+2+, so pops a dodge skill for that reroll, and then rolls a 1 the next dodge. So now I've got a team reroll. And I'd already committed to the go for it, but I got that as well. So I do score. Yeah, needed to use some rerolls there. 1 for the dodge skill, one a team reroll. But that's another level blitzer. There's both blitzers and a catcher leveled so far in this game, which is quite a good going team development wise, even though it is the last game of the season. So one knocked out player came back there. I thought they'd actually failed all of them up until a certain point later in the game, but that was one who came back. So they're all 11 players. We're 11 players as well because we apothecaried that catcher who went out. This one. And now 2 touchdowns up with the game running out. We deploy a bit wider. We're not going to go kick and rush so much this time. We're going to try and make sure we can defend. So a bit more central, not looking to create space by shifting their line of scrimmage over. It's just to try and get through, see if they can get through, give them that challenge instead this time. But still kick the ball deep. Another reroll each. So Fame has not helped the Dark Elves at all yet. Although, well, I suppose it's made 2 of the rolls ties, the throw a rock and then the that rerolls one. Whether it was coaching or cheering fans. Couple of knockdowns. I don't know if I should maybe have had these players in the middle a bit further forward to try and protect the line of scrimmage better. Would at least have discouraged following up, although the witch wouldn't have had that choice, so she might have been used somewhere else. There you go for my kick wrestle guy. Double skulls, and then just a push. Agility 5 guy, just throwing some 2+ dodges to go through tackle zones. So he's a scoring threat. Although if the Dark Elves do manage to score here, I'm still ahead and I've got the ball back, so it's not necessarily a terrible thing. But we're not just going to let them score, you know. Got to make it a challenge. And then the ball's going to be pretty deep down here. So, spotting a couple of things straight away this turn. This guy would just had a 2+ dodge to be in behind their line, so I'm gonna take that at some point. And then this is quite an easy serve. They've kind of given up. I'm not really sure what they were looking for by getting him here, apart from maybe just hold these players up. Maybe control who the multiplayer players hit in, but I'm going for that as a surf. Yeah, which is push there, push there. I'm not sure what else I had really. I don't know if I was looking at blitzing and getting players in here. I feel like now that's not the best move. But maybe at the time I was like just in autopilot almost, just playing the normal defensive way. There's a knockout there. That puts them back down to 10 players. So I do get some pressure in behind here, so it's going to make them move the ball forward next turn. And then go for this surf, but I had to take the power. Follow up to pin against the touchline. And then surprised to see another knockout, but also that leaves this guy surf vulnerable, which I didn't spot until it was a bit too late. So put some players around this guy to at least make them have to roll some silly dice to get him the ball. This catcher go, you bet forward as well. He has too many players forwards. I don't think I need that. Especially because it was about now I realised that this witch elf can just push this blitzer off the pitch. He's one of my very valuable players. Shouldn't be leaving that on. I think the guy doesn't get knocked out. That's harder. It takes more players from the Dark Elves to do that. But yeah, that is on. And I was concerned about that, but they decided to use their blitz somewhere else because they're looking at trying to chain push this guy out, which was a nice move. I quite liked that. So these two in here, we need another assist. I think in this square, and then the witch elf can push twice, get him here, and then they can get the ball to him, and he's got a 2+ catch, 2+ dodge to score, but has to take the power first time. So it only gets him forward once. That means he's on 3+ catches in there with agility 4, 5. Pass needs a reroll for the throw. think, I don't know if using the reroll there meant they weren't going to go for the handoff and dodge away. Yeah, he just blocks instead. Dodge, so he's in there. But I've got 1 dice on the ball, which I decided to take because I've got the wrestle guy laying down here next to him. So with wrestle against block and a power both on the dice, that's 1 in 3 to get him down on a 1 dice blitz. So that's where I'm going to use my blitz. But I need to take these 2 assists out. This assist and this assist are already not factors. So I just need 1 player in there, which I think is this guy who's got block and dodge, so it's harder to knock over. And the tackle guy's marked at the moment. And that's a bit more cover there as well. But yeah, and then 1 dice on the blitz, just to push. I'm not going to re-roll that. And sidestep means you can come in here. Just to push on that guy. And then I think we can basically just get the ball carrier a bit stuck in here, make it hard for him to move anywhere. So this catch is still in scoring range, which is a fresh catcher with no points. So if he can get some, it would be nice to get him off the ground for next season. Move the thrower in for 2 dice on the Witch Elf. And use block. And there we go. So I need to start clearing players off the ball. So that one goes there, which I don't know if he's maybe a bit in the way. But I do have the option of just moving out here. Going for a blitz with the Witch Elf, so she can still move after. Could have gone with the jump up, obviously, but doesn't get to move after, if that's the case. It's a stun on my thrower. Yeah, I feel with armor 7, like I feel very. Oh yeah, and this was a key moment because what they got here is 2+ dodge for 1, 2, 3. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2+2+ to score. But I think when moving around here, we're looking at other blocks they could take. So trying to move this guy in to be an assist. But I think just like double click to square they were going to, didn't look at the path, and this was an accidental dodge. Accidental dodge of 3 into a tackle zone. Throws a reroll at it, but doesn't get it. So failing that 1 in 9, that leaves the ball carrier vulnerable again. Which obviously means this is a tempting blitz target. But I feel like this late in the game, there's no points for a surf. All I'm going to do is break my opponent's team, which is, I suppose has benefits in some way, but it's the last game of the season. I don't really want to injure a player like this necessarily long term. But also I can blitz the ball carrier, so that's maybe more important. This guy's in scoring range. I could win it 4-1. So that is a tempting blitz target. I think early in the game, like I'm taking that. That's my blitz. Whatever else is happening. But I've got 2 dice on the ball with this wrestle guy again. So I go for that. That's just a push. Sidestep means that's the best place you can go to. I think any other square, I've just got another 2 dice on the ball straight away, even if I might have to move an assist, but yeah, not that time. So here I've just got 1 dice on the ball. So we try and make that a bit better. By knocking him down, getting that guy out of the way so he can't stop the assist here, and that gives me 2 dice. Which is nothing. I don't want to give him a choice of where he's stepping to, so I took the both down, so nothing happened on that. If I pushed him, he can choose where he's going to go, and he probably goes there, which means I don't get him again. B comes in this way for cover. Don't know if I should maybe have thrown the go for it to try and make that 2 dice, but I didn't. Tackle guy's down, and that's quite a nice stun as well, because if I can get the ball over here, I did move that catcher back, but it's one less player who can do anything about it. And then took a 1 dice push, moving over. So this ball carrier is pretty trapped as it is. I don't know what they've got. I think they've got if they get rid of, yeah, I think what they do, and is probably, I think is the best move, is get rid of this guy to blitz him away, and which can probably be an assist there. This guy blitzes, get him out of the way, and then you've got 3+2+ with a dodge player, and then the witch elf is still in the end zone. Oh no, go there instead. Okay, so go for this one first. Anything related here? Okay, had to use the reroll there. Gets a power of 1 dice. And there's an injury. And then this late in the game, up 2 touchdowns, I'll just take the badly hurt. So moving over there, yeah, and that does open up the same dodges. So it's 3+2+ for this guy with dodge. But he fails the 3+ with the dodge skill with another double 1. 2s were no good there anyway, but it is another double 1. And the ball lands just in 1 Dark Elf tackle zone, so I go make sure I've got someone in scoring range before I roll any dice, so if he needs to score he can. I'd rather this one scored though, because he's got no points. And then we've got 2 dice on the guy marking the ball from the wrestle player, which is a pretty safe move. I liked my thrower to come, but that's a go for it, and then he can't move any further really, and it's a long throw. But we find a pal there. And find pals there. But yeah, go with this lineman instead. Hand off to the catcher who I want to score with, who uses the catch skill to not drop the ball. Throw her up in case I need him next turn, and then we're over here. I think do we blitz there? Yeah, we've got 2 dice. Only place we had 2 dice, and find another pal on that dodge guy. No armor break, and then dodge away. Don't give up hits. Okay, so they do have 3+2+. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it'd have to come in here. I don't think they've got anyone who can reach to take the assist out, so it's 2 red dice. Which, you know, with like a wrestle or block player, that's pretty good and worth a go. I think they use their blitz elsewhere and decide to give the score up. Yeah, use the blitz here instead. Go for the mighty blow guy, who's obviously a danger. And a bit more protection. Yeah, it makes that 3+2+. Just going here. That's just going to force me to roll some dice before I score. Which is just that block. That's the safest way of doing it. And that's a casualty. This was a miss next game, and I was happy to tell my opponent I'm not planning on taking any more blocks. Just use the apothecary, getting back next time. Because I want the points of the catcher. I don't want to roll any more dice. I don't think I had any good blocks anyway, so just just take the score. And we go 4-1 up, which I don't know. I think the game was closer than that suggests. Really, it was stuff like the 2 double ones. The first 2 turns made the first touchdown possible. The second touchdown, I mean, we looked it up and it's 30%. That was more than I thought, but it felt like that should not have worked. I got, when I had the third touchdown over here, that blitzer needed 3+2+, and very nearly messed it up. And then another 2+ to go for it, and that worked. And then that one at the end was, I think maybe the touchdown I worked hardest for in many ways, but with getting the ball off of that blodge step guy. But in the end, that was him falling over, and there was the accidental dodge the turn before. You know, it wasn't a 4-1 blowout in that way. I think it was much closer. But yeah, we step back, because I don't want any of these players getting hurt. I don't want any of these players getting hurt either, but that's what we've got. That's an extra turn, so Dark Elves could go for a score here, although that will bring all these players into play. And do you want to lose 4-1 or do you want to lose 4-2 and risk some players? So maybe not. I think I'd probably have tried to score personally, but they don't go for that. They just go for some blocks, and then yeah. So knocked out guy is safe. This guy's safe because they're not going to foul on the last turn. It's a friendly league. Yeah, tackle guy. And then wrestle pops again. Could have re-rolled that. I don't know if they want to save the re-roll for a pass to get a point on someone. That was a 7, 16, 13. That's the run we got. Run needs the re-roll for the pickup. Then 2+2+ for a point on him. Go. We'll put him in within 2 touchdowns of a level next season. And I could have run him away, but I didn't want to risk injury rolls, so they take the point on that blitzer. And we end. Yeah, a nice final. 2 nice MVPs as well, both of those leveled. So that catcher who scored near the end went from 0 points to 8 in one game, which is cool, and they get to level. And took wrestle, as you can see, because I accidentally clicked on them. And this kick player levelled, and also actually took wrestle. So both of those MVPs now wrestlers. It's very even. I didn't look at this last night, but yeah, very even on blocks. But we inflicted 5 knockouts to their 1. They got a couple of casualties. We just got the 1 in right at the end. But yeah, 5 knockouts, maybe a bit telling. It didn't feel like numbers was really the issue at any point. We were always pretty evenly matched numbers-wise. But there was, look at one thing in here. Yeah, wake up after knockouts, down at 25%. So one of them was early on. I thought one of the recovers was right near the end as well. So they were failing quite a lot of those. I don't think they had to set up with less than 10 players at any point, and not for very long. So yeah, I don't think numbers was really a big thing. Loads of ones there, but like we say, they could well have been on these. We saw 3 occasions where they rolled double 1 as well. So they are turning up. I did look at block dice yesterday. Yeah, quite even spreads. Yeah, fairly. A lot more pushes from the Dark Elves than I got. Yeah, a bit more even actually. I should have been rolling more pushes than that, so maybe some of these should have been pushes. But there we go. It was maybe contributing to that. Yeah, 4-1. We've finished season 5. Have a look at how these teams stand for next season. I'm not sure. I've got a baby due in about a month, so I think next season is going to be a while. But there might be some more Blood Bowl happening. But yeah, here's how we stand. So this player was missing the game. This wrestle guy was in. This catcher was obviously there. This lineman was there. They were there. They were there. Yep, so we got a double and a blitzer and took guard. I don't often like on blitzers, but I think because I've got this guy, like only having 2 blitzers, I don't like giving one of them guard. With more blitzers, I do. But this guy's basically a blitzer. He's my main blitzer now. So I'm happy to take guard on a block dodge player who's going to go into sidestep as well and just become really, really annoying. So that's him. Other blitzer took tackle, which is one of those other levels. We got block on the nose of steel catcher. Still going to dodge later. And wrestle on this one. So this will eventually become my main sacker because I've got these linemen at the moment. And I was wondering about the agility 5 guy, maybe building him into wrestle and strip ball, which may still be a good idea, but I don't know. I sort of felt like there's going to be a lot of points to get the useful skills. Like it's 10 more points to wrestle, and then another 20 to strip ball, and then another 25 to tackle as well. So I was thinking maybe start this one as a sacker. Go a different way with this guy. Just make him more attack minded, maybe. Maybe go into sure hands for ball retrieval in tackle zones. It could be a good plan. But yeah, anyway, that's how we stand. This was the other player who was missing the game, and our team value is way up at 1740 now, which is the highest of the teams that played this season. And we won it, so obviously the best team. That's how it works. A couple of levels for the Dark Elves. They picked up. What did they pick up? Wrestle on that kick guy, like we saw, and there was another one of these two linemen levels as well. I think it was Anchovy Hopfins actually, who's who picked up blocks. That's another block player. 6 for them. There we go. That's the season done. We'll be back at some point. Like I said, family time commitments are gonna mean it's gonna be a while. But we'll be back at some point because we're enjoying doing this.